Oh hi, this is Collectric and this is our latest product, LadderLearn, a training rig to teach students how to use ladder logic, and it's designed to be used using conventional terminal blocks on the inputs and on the outputs. So students will have to strip wires, use screwdrivers to actually connect up to this. So there are no plugs and sockets as such, they have to do it actually manually. It consists of, you've got 6 inputs and 2 analog inputs on the top there, and we have 4 outputs at the bottom here, which are effectively dry relay contacts. There's room for expansion for the IMO, and you can stick extra connection blocks on the bottom or on the top as well. The power supply is on the inside of the door to keep it away from students, and once that's locked it becomes effectively a class 1 appliance, so as long as it's earthed, it's perfectly safe. The software for the IMO PLC is free of charge. It can be loaded onto as many devices as you want, and it can be downloaded from the IMO website. And here's a demonstration program which comes with the actual unit when it's shipped. To communicate with the PLC, also supplied is a standard USB. Simply remove this cover, plug in the cable, and you're now connected to the software. Right, to connect the computer to the PLC, go into Operation, link the COM port, so it's now linked to the computer. Next thing we've got to do is write the program to the PLC. Say no to that. If I just stop that, go into Operation again, and to write this program to the computer, simply click on Write, and it overwrites the old data in the PLC, and that's now loaded. If I run that and say no to that, it's now running the demonstration software, and this software is supplied with the training rig. Using small pieces of wire which can be stripped using conventional strippers. I've already stripped some here. We can now connect 3 inputs, 3 pieces of wire to the inputs. And there we have now 3 inputs. I've taken 3 positive outputs from the power supply, which will now be connected to the 3 inputs in turn on the PLC. What we're going to do now is connect an output to the PLC. So we're going to choose a piston and a green light. So the green light and the piston are the 2 outputs that will be driven when the relevant inputs are connected. So I'll start that process now. So we've got a positive feed onto Q1, and that's now going to feed the pistons. So there we have the piston and a light output, and then the returns can go into a negative Well, the first line of the demo program says that if I put an input on I1 and an input on I2, I'll get an output on the PLC. So if we just try that, you can see there we're getting an output on the piston. I take that up, and we've got an output on the green lamp down below as well. So you can see here, if I take one of these out, it goes off, and it'll only come on when input 1 and input 2 are connected together. The next line in the program says that if we have an input on I3 or I4, we'll get an output on Q2. So we wired that up for Q2. So if I tap I3, we get an output. If I tap I4, I get an output. So either of those will give us an output. Okay, the next demonstration, Q3 is connected to a counter, and the counter is on I5. So if I pulse that 5 times, it will operate the piston, and the reset is I1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reset on I1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reset on I1. The next demonstration is a timer function, and the timer function is connected to an input on I6 and Q4. So Q4 is now connected to the piston and the light, and it's being programmed for 5 seconds. So if I connect I6 for 5 seconds, the piston should come on. And then when you release I6, the piston goes back. I'll just demonstrate that again. I6, hold it for 5 seconds, and we get an output like that. Next demonstration is to demonstrate the analog input to the PLC. And on this PLC we've got A1 and A2, which are the last 2 terminals here. And we're going to connect this simple potentiometer to demonstrate it. So I'll just connect that now. We've got a positive and negative, and we have a data input here, which is the blue one. So I'll connect that up right now. So here we've connected the potentiometer to positive and negative, and the centre of the pot is feeding A1. And the program has been set to 5 volts, so if it sees a voltage over 5 volts, it will operate Q4. So if I turn this control knob slowly to the right, as soon as it hits 5 volts or above, the piston operates. Turn it down, it goes off. So the analog input would be useful for, in a 3-wire situation, would be useful for measuring pressure, volume, temperature, etc.